Then finally, when I arrive home, I feel so relief. I can just finally lay down on the bed like a corpse. But the sense of relief came crushing down the moment I held the doorknob. Okay, guys, I just hit 500 subs and I'm very happy with that. I never expected I would reach this far so soon, so this came out as a surprise. But all I want to say is thank you for all those people that are supporting me and will continue to do so. Those things really do mean a lot to me. And now, because of that, I will reward you guys by telling a mini story about me and the door incident with my grandma. I think no other normal human being would do what I did because it's not a common thing to do. Basically, with this story, you will get an idea or a hint of what type of person I am. But before we proceed, I want to give a huge thanks to our featured client of today, Daeore. I hope I'm saying that right. This is the same client that I work with, and I'm really happy that they were able to commission me again. And because of that, I'm gonna feature them again. So basically, they're making a fanfic about Danchi. Is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? The main character arrives in Orario knowing nothing about why or where she is. She learns and gets involved with Belle, the main character of the actual anime, and the two of them follow more or less the original story. The main character, being an outsider, influences things, changes some things from the original story, until finally she is strong enough to stop resisting the main plot and can start changing it. This time, the character I'm working on is Makihatsu. She is a half-human kitsune who was rescued by Kodori after a misunderstanding. Since then, she joined Kodori and Deli back in Orario and grown up a little. She was a nervous and violent kid, but being a kitsune in modern day meant you hid what you were, or you were hunted. Tales are valuable. Now she's a confident adventurer. So the next question is, how do we show that? She has become a reasonably good magic user and illusionist, though she uses tools to help her magic along. A Setsuban mask and a sword and wand. So yeah, if you wanna know more, I will link everything down below and you can read their works and story. Again, big thanks to Daeore, and yeah, if you guys want to be featured as well, you can go commission me. So on to the video. So let's begin. First of all, I live in a massive house. It's like a conjoined multiple mini houses into one, so it has 3 floors. The reason why I'm telling you this is because without this major information, you wouldn't understand the stupid decisions that I made. So yeah. So I was still high school at the time, and I had to ride a tricycle and a jeepney on the way to school. I guess it's about 20 minutes to arrive there, but if it has traffic, it can be around 30 minutes. 30 minutes or more? Yeah, I think. But that's the beauty about that place, baby. It's always traffic. So one time I was 1 hour late and the school year was just fresh. I believe that was just a second day. So I was sitting on the traffic, worried sick. I was like, I will never ever do this again. Proceeds to be late the rest of the school year. So yeah, I basically commute to school every day exhaling that vehicle smoke so my friend can grow taller. And on top of that, I have to interact with people in school for the whole day. Yeah, we all know that cliche thingamabob where artist is an introverted weirdo. Yeah, I am one of those. So obviously, I get physically and mentally drained out, especially at the end of the day. I sound like my life is a miserable frog though. It's not that bad. But of course, at the end of the day, I still get tired. So when school ends, my brain just tends to go on autopilot mode. You know that feeling where you don't want to do anything other than just collapse on your bed? That's me every time I go home from school. I just literally transform into a zombie. Then finally, when I arrive home, I feel so relief. I can just finally lay down on the bed like a corpse. But the sense of relief came crushing down the moment I held the doorknob. It's locked. Now I just want to get this out of the way. I don't have any house keys. It's probably hidden somewhere, but even if I was given the house key, I don't think I can trust myself to have one, because I am a dingle hopper who can potentially lose a key. So yeah, the door is locked. And do you remember when I explained that my house is big and it has 3 floors? Yeah, that's a problem. You see, my mom, who has a hearing problems, is at the third floor, and my sister, who loves to shut the door, is at the second floor. Let me remind you again, I don't wanna do anything at this rate, not even knock. And this isn't just a normal dingle knock, I have to make it loud as well, which requires a lot of energy. When I'm on autopilot mode, the last thing I wanna do is knock from the bottom of my heart, hurting my stick baby hand as a result. So I had to gather what little energy I have to knock aggressively. But guess what? Even with that, they couldn't hear me. There were like three. There were 3 people in front of the house. My mom and my 2 pterodactyl sisters. So I had no choice but to open the window and shout. So I'm like, Ma, Ma, Mommy! I was really tired at that point. No one wants to shout when you're feeling exhausted. So of course my Meep Mop hears my dinosaur calls and opens the door. And I told her next time after lunch, please leave the door open so I can just come inside. And she agreed. So yeah, that's the end. She leaves the door open and everything went smoothly after that. So, thanks for watching. Just kidding! Of course the door is locked the next day. And the next day after that. And the next. And the other next. So I have to repeat the same thing every single day. Knocking aggressively and screaming. It has become a cycle. But you know what? It's fine. I can accept this cycle. But at least go down and open the door right away. Because it's not like once they heard me shouting, they're gonna go down immediately. No. It takes a good long while before they notice that there's a screaming baboon in front of the door. That's my main issue. It takes them so long to notice. It's as if they don't want me inside. So one day, I finally had enough. I knew the door was going to be locked, so I came up with a plan where they will surely immediately go down to open the door. So normally I would go autopilot at the end of the school, right? Nope, not this time, baby. So while I was commuting, I'm trying to put myself together because I will be needing this chakra when I arrive home. So finally, I arrived. I knew very well that the door was locked, was facing it, and staring with a cold, blood murderous eyes. And as I gathered enough energy, I did this. Dude, I just went for it. I was screaming like a madman while hitting the door as if I was about to break the damn stupid wood. I was knocking as if a murderer is just right behind me. So yeah, obviously the neighbors heard that. But the thing is, I'm not exactly outside. I was still inside technically, but just on the gate. Which is good because that means they can't see who's screaming hysterically. They're probably like, who the heck is that? What's going on? So not long after, the door opened right away. I was like, nice. My plan worked. But there's something different. It wasn't my mother who opened the door. It was my grandma this time. Context about my grandma. Her default face is already like this. So you can imagine what she looks like after she opens that door. So she was like, why would you scream and hit the door like that? I was just right here sleeping. Didn't you hear the TV? Nope, I didn't. So let me get this straight. All those times where I knock normally and opens the window to shout, no one was there, not even my grandma. So the one time, the only time I decided to scream like a Ferrarosaurus is when my grandmother is there? Does the universe hate me or what? Of course I got scolded, and my grandma's face says it all. Grandma probably be like the heck with his firstborn child. So yeah, I have a question for all of you. What if you were in my grandma's shoes? You were watching TV and you fell asleep, and a really good one too. Then you hear this. I'm just curious. And of course, after, recollecting my thoughts, I realized what I did there was a very unhumanly designed. Seems like I came from alien trying to learn human language, but it went terribly wrong. Of course, if I knew that my grandma was there, I wouldn't do that. You know? Also, wouldn't expect her to fist pump me after doing that horrendous sound. So yeah, I just want to share this little silly stupid story, and I hope you guys like it. Let me know, what would you do in my situation? Would you do the same thing? Would you scream like a screeching sperm whale? Just let me know if you got this far. So yeah, I want to briefly explain about this art that I'm working on. I was trying to do something different on the coloring, but I utterly failed and just went back to my old ways. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you soon.